my YouTube channel. This is the Sit Out with Kimberly. If you're new to my channel, and if you're old, thank you for coming back. We love you. Thank you so much. So, like I said, this is the Sit Out with Kimberly. Here we talk about life, faith, music, vlogs, health, and all the good stuff you can think about. Today, we're going to be doing a very different kind of video, different from what I've usually talked about. And just sit tight and listen to this story. Grab your popcorn, grab your Lay's, grab your Doritos, grab whatever is grabbable. Grab your wine, grab your water, and just listening to this juicy. Subscribe to this channel before I proceed. Come on, come on. What are you waiting for? Come on, subscribe to this channel, like it, share our videos, and share to your friends, and like it. Thank you very much. So, today I'll be talking about my toxic crush story. If anybody should tell me that I will talk about this, I won't believe it. Seriously. Am I tearing? I don't think I'm tearing up. If anybody told me I'll be talking about this like 2 years ago or a year ago, I'll be saying, nah, it's not possible. So, hey, I met this wonderful, wonderful brother of the Lord. And the daughter of Zion started to crush on this brother. It got so bad that I can literally tell what clothes this brother will wear to church. And she started seeing vision on top of this brother's head. I can tell you what clothes he will wear to church, and it will be exactly that way. I can tell if I'm in a particular environment and he's going to come around there or he's around there. Without seeing him, I can literally tell that this guy is there. Guys, this one bad. I don't know what to call this. I think I'll call it, this one even past crush. I'll call it infatuation. See, it was serious. The daughter of Zion, I lost my sleep over this matter. People of God. I'll be reading at night, at the middle of the night, around 12. I thought to just go to this brother. I'll say, let me even flash him and hear his voice, or let me call and hear his voice. I'll call brother. If he just says hello, if I just hear his voice, I'll drop the call. It will cool my my friends are watching this video. I'm sure they'll be very disappointed at me. Daddy, mommy, I love you. I love you so much, and I promise I was not distracted in school. I granted with a very good result. Guys, now I can laugh about this. It was not funny when I was going through it. It was so frustrating, and to worsen this situation, this brother was literally avoiding me. He would avoid my messages. Sometimes he would avoid my calls. Hey, it was serious. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, girl, what is wrong with you, Auntie Kilo Day? What is it? What happened? Why are you disturbing the brother of God? The son of the Lord. But seriously, now on a serious note, it was painful. Seriously, like I had to excuse myself from that environment because the pain was getting too much on me. This, when it's like this brother fits into your description of a perfect guy. Like you have a picture of somebody you've always wanted, like in life, tall, dark, handsome, somebody who has charisma, somebody who has that authority. I like very authoritative people. Somebody who is a bit authoritative, who is firm, who is very organized, who knows what they want, and then has a good sense of fashion. Come on. And then he's God-fearing. To top it up, what else would the daughter of Zion want in life? So I was just looking at this brother and I was daydreaming. Me, I can crush for Africa. I was just seeing this brother and I was daydreaming. I'm like, God, how far? But okay, now, this was what happened, right? When I first met him, he was the one who asked for my contact. And he said he wanted to make inquiries about something. And then I gave him my contact. And I don't even know, fast forward to a few months after, I noticed that I started liking this brother in a different way. So it was like everything was happening to bring us together. We started working in the same place. although we were in the same environment before, and then something happened. We started working together in the same place. We started. We kind of. I kind of moved to where he was staying. Seriously, it felt like everything was happening just so we can get close. To the point that I would literally be looking forward to going to the bus stop so that I can see him, you know. And it was so serious that I had to take a trip. I had to take a trip until he left that particular place. So like it was painful. I prayed about it. I'm like, God, okay, what is this about? Like, what is going on? Then there was a day I felt like I heard the voice of God telling me that he was the one. Hey, that's how I was saying. I felt like I heard the voice of God tell me that he's the one. And I just, at that point, I just said to God, I was like, God, you have such a great sense of humor. And I just laughed. I'm like, this one is not possible. This guy is arrogant and he's rude. And I actually meant it because that particular day he did something that really pissed me off. Or pissed me off rather. And I was like, God, you have such a great sense of humor. And I just laughed and, and all of that. I took time to pray about it. And when I prayed about it, I felt God was telling me, patient, be patient, be patient, leave this. And then I came across this wonderful article, right, online, that the lady was talking about how God told her he was the one, and then she had to put it in a shelf. That means she left it at that point. That was after I'd received, God had told me to be patient with everything. So when I read the article, I just felt like it was confirming what God had told me, and I just said, okay, no problem. It was still not easy. I was still calling him at 12 midnight just to hear his voice, and then I'll hear his voice and drop the call. I'll hide my number actually, since he was not picking my phone, or my call rather. So I'll hide my number and I'll do that. Then we kind of, left where we were staying. Like, the person left and I left, and all of that. And or we kind of separated, we kind of lost touch. I still had this contact and I kept on reaching out, but the person kept on blocking me off, and the person kept on giving me very rude and arrogant attitude. I'm like, okay. And there was one day, this one is painful. There was one day I told him, I said, this thing has been happening to me for this long. I felt, okay, let's talk. Because for me, if something is happening with me, when I talk about it, I feel a lot better. So I told him, I said, this thing has been happening to me, so and so. And yeah, and the person was like, I'm going to get back to you. I'm like, hey, they put me on hold. So I'm going to get, and I was not even telling this person so that you come and say anything to me. I was just talking so I could clear my mind. I wanted us to just have like a conversation, like two mature people. This person blocked me off, like not blocked me directly, but like he said, I'm going to get back to you. 2 weeks after, brother said, don't reach out to me again. I said, hey, I cried. I was like, Kim, now you call some. Why you go they crush on top person way they arrogant and rude? But that's by the way. I'm over it now, and that's why I can easily talk about it. But now, after that period, it took a while for me to forgive the person. Now that's one of my focuses tonight. It took a while for me to forgive the person. And I kept on holding the person in mind. And because I was holding the person in mind, I could, everywhere I went to, it was like I was seeing his face. His name kept on coming up in my head at every point in time, even after we had lost contact, because I blocked and deleted the person's number from my phone. And even though we had lost contact, after a year or two, I still kept on hearing his name in my head. I'm like, what is this? What, this guy, leave me alone. Like, I need to, what is all this? There's no point of me thinking about this anymore. I tried to shut it out. I tried to, move on and all of that, but it was not going anywhere. So I called one of my friends, and I know she's a bit, somebody who is spiritually mature, and I spoke to her about it, and she was like, look, I think you actually really need to take out time to forgive. Okay, I think she prayed about it, and she was like, she feels led in her spirit that I should forgive him, that I've actually not forgiven him. And I spent some time praying, and I told God, you know what, I released this guy from the depths of my heart. So my friend told me that if I pray about the forgiveness, and after I've actually forgiven him from my heart, I discovered that I'm still thinking about him, then I should know that it's deeper than that. Like, then we actually maybe have something to do together in the future or something. And if I don't, then I should just know that it's concerning the forgiveness. So I actually, after praying about it, I got the relief. Like, that was the end of this guy coming up in my mind. That was the end. Like, that was the end of me thinking about him. That was the end of his name popping up in my head out of the blues. That was the end of me literally seeing his face everywhere I go to. That was the end of me feeling like, oh, like this guy, I feel like this guy is around, you know. So I actually took out time to pray for my heart to heal. I told God that, okay, God, I release this guy. Whatever happened, I let it go. It's all in the past, and I let it go. And I move on. You know, I had to talk to God and talk to God. And I really, right now, I'm completely healed. Before, like a few months or a year ago, I would even tell you that if I see him, I will ignore him and pass. But no, I'm at a better place now. Like, I've totally forgiven the person. Now, second point that I'm going to talk about is, what did I learn from this experience? What I learned is that, number one, if you feel like, because for me, I think it was where the turning point was really was when I heard God say, oh, or I felt like I heard God say, oh, he's the one. Number one, if he's the one, and if he's the one, or you heard something like that, the best thing to do in situations like that is to actually spend a lot of time praying about it and get clarity. Don't try to get close to the brother. Don't try to, showcase yourself that, oh, I'm actually available. Don't try to like tell him that, oh, I'm single, like you can come there, start giving green lights. No, that's not the best thing to do. The best thing is not reaching out to him. It's not even just be casual. Relate with him normal. Don't make him feel extra special that, oh, okay, I received such a thing. No. Don't even mention it to him, because if it is God, then God will speak to him as well. That's the fact. That was one thing I learned. And if I'm put in that space again, or if I'm put in that same situation again, that is what I will do. I will actually take out time to pray about it and leave it all to God. And tell God, look, if this is from you, then you are able to also tell him you're also able to tell him that, okay, I'm the one. And he who finds a wife finds a good thing. It's not the woman who finds, okay? So it's not in your place to go and tell this guy that, oh, God has said you are the one. It's not done. I wish I knew better, but now I do know better. Then another thing is, you need to be able to be in charge of your emotions. Seriously, emotional intelligence is something that is very important, and no matter how old you are, actually age does not mean you are emotionally mature. So it's something that really needs to be worked upon. You need to be able to handle your emotions sincerely. You need to be, for me, I felt like I did not handle it well at all, although I was a bit younger. But like, now looking back, I regret it. I'm like, I didn't handle it well at all. Do you understand? So all those calling him at night, all those things were childishness. Like, it was just me being a child, like calling him just to hear his voice. Those things were crazy, right? Sister, I asked the question. I was asking some of my friends that, do Christians actually crush on people? The truth is, yes, we do. But now, it's the way you handle this crushing that matters a lot. For me, my own crush went wrong, But as a Christian sister, how do you, or brother rather, anyone actually, as a Christian, how do you handle crushes? If you're liking someone low key, try to know the root of that like. Where is it coming from? Do you understand? Is there more? And that's why you need to pray a lot. Ask God, okay, or I should, or I should wait. If you are to pursue, God will tell you that, okay, go ahead and pursue, and then you will overtake, and then the person is yours. But if you are not to pursue, God will tell you, do not. Do you understand? So like, you need to really pray as a Christian when you're beginning to like somebody. Okay, God, how far? Is there anything here for me? Should I proceed? If there is nothing, and even if there is something, sometimes God will tell you, wait. And that waiting, I was having a discussion with someone before I proceed with this. I was discussing with one of our brothers yesterday, and he was telling me how there were some ladies he liked before he got married. There were some ladies he liked, but he did not proceed because the Holy Spirit told him to wait. That he was still working on them to become a better version of themselves before they can enter a relationship. So now, the thing is, there are some times that the Holy Spirit will tell you to wait. And that waiting is for you to meet a better version of this person, right? But because we're humans and sometimes we choose not to hear God, we just continue. So guys, that is my toxic crush story. I actually never thought I would be able to talk about it, but I'm actually very glad. Let me know your experiences. Let me know your crush stories or experiences that you've had. You know, if you've crushed on someone, how was it? How did you? Let's have it in the comment section below. I'll read them in your comments and then I'll reply. If you have any questions, bring them up. If you have things you want me to talk about, bring them up. We'll discuss them in our next video. Thank you so much. Thank you, girls, Kimberly Benson, and thank you for visiting the Sweet House with Kimberly. It feels like it's been long since I vlogged or shot a video.
No. Are you ready?
I think so.
Oh, good.
Oh my goodness. Please don't forget to shut the door.